in this chair and it broke, you told me you fixed it, I'm going to be like, right. I'm going to take my time.
Right.
Don't mean it's not fixed. But I fell in my chutzpah. I hurt. You know? So when we look at these things, and many times we're so in our closed environment, we won't go to learn. To learn. The reason I went into counseling is because I was in church all my life. My mother's womb. But I thought they were crazy in church. I thought that they would put their coat, the brain, on their coat rack. The pulpit, I saw. See, I tell a person, it don't move me. You got a DD dum-dum degree.
What's that DD?
Don't move me. It don't move me. Your accolades. Because accolades didn't move Jesus, it's love.
That's right.
It's love. And many times, we are not teaching love, we're preaching.
Right.
But we're not teaching. And times to sit down and facilitate stuff. We go through a mass deliverance in here. Mass deliverance. Where people are sometimes crying, they're belching, they're burping. When a mother have a baby, they tell me, I have one, they tell me it could be some oaky stuff coming out when that mother's having it. I would have fainted and said, well, I don't mind, you don't want me in here. So to sit down, and we do religious performance. And many of us came from a work performance background.
Yes.
You are affirmed by your work performance. The world, you are affirmed by your status. And Jesus affirms you by blessed are the pure in heart. Which means your heart is towards him. So when we can get to sit down and understand and see, you know why transparency is so easy to me? Because I don't want the rejection. What you going to do for me? What you going to do for me?
Come on. Yeah.
And so I read a book. I became free from myself to become free.
Right.
Well, I don't tell the people. That's why some people got busted big time because they didn't tell what they had going on.
Yes.
We were the prophets. Prophets in the house stuff's supposed to be on blow up. So when we understand, so that's why I become free. Raped in 180 Albany Projects. Going to sell some stuff to the church. He was an ex-boyfriend, went in the house. I fought him till I couldn't fight anymore, and we ripped off my clothes, raped me. I went home and laid down. My mama said, I know something wrong with you. My father was a preacher and was a federal agent and said, I'm going to kill him. My mother said, but you're a preacher. I watched my walk in the house and my father look, and I was knocked in the face, sitting down, blood coming out. And he said, son, I love you, but you can't stay here. And I was mad with my father, get rid of him. I can't get rid of him. He's the son of God. He's still a person, but he can't live here. So I went through the fellowship hall of suffering. I didn't know it was going to work out. So now I'm understanding it, and so it's facilitating people through this. You know, I try to figure out how you married and you on Facebook 24/7. I'm like, yo, nothing going on in the bedroom. How you on Facebook 24/7? You know, I think your toes should be being curled. You should be You know, when I was married, I came from the world, and some people don't even know what a good orgasm is. I said, but that's y'all was messed up. Most of these women don't even know what an orgasm is. They know what faking the funk is. If I fake it, you're going to get up off. I wasn't like that in the street, but my soul position, brother. You ain't getting up out of here. I'm on Mount Olive, and I'm still in the valley. Woo! And so, you know, let me tell you, the church didn't teach sex education, so now the school is teaching sex education. That's right. It was a boy and girl, because guess what? Because they was too scared to say penis.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're male, I think you look at it. Unless you're a hermaphrodite, we can talk about that. And so I used to watch the adults who say penis or vagina. You got 3 kids, where did you get them? They come with the stock. So, that's why I tell people, because I was a friend, but I manipulated my marriage. But listen, the last man, I loved this guy, he used to teach karate. So let me tell you what Miss Delilah did. I used to be in here moving, so I went and got pictures when I used to model, and I act like I dropped them around the church. That's what you can't go look. And so when he would come in to do martial arts with the class, he'd find my pictures. Oh, I left them here, I'm so sorry. My father said, you like devil, you left them pictures. So, okay, now I'm getting married, so And I would talk to some people out there were married. I used to do women's support group. I don't never ever want to get married again. Never ever. I said, hold on, you need the queen of queens to break it down. You don't want your toes curled? You don't want your earlobes? Else about that will send you straight. Next thing you will be writing $1 million check and I don't even have a bank account. When I finished that, yes, I want to be married. Y'all just needed me to break, because I was an apostle general. I was a general for the devil. So when I got married, and because I came in and I had to go, because I used to just use the S word. S. You know, when you go to the high mass for orgasm, I used to use the SHI. That's what I used to do. So I went to get counsel. I said, y'all, should I be saying that word? He said, well, maybe you could use a better word. Jesus.
Go to go.
I want my husband said, if you want to kill a move, bring Jesus. Jesus. So I share things with you, and it's because I've had homosexuals come to me and counsel because they're frightened. I said, I cannot counsel you as a homosexual. I don't agree with this. I don't agree. I believe in you were born this way, born in sonship. You didn't look everybody for son. But you were not created this way. God created man from this stuff. So when you go to the bathroom, it tells you who you are. But abandonment, rejection, how did I get into a same-sex relationship? The church taught you don't want to go running around with men. You don't want to go running around with men. Okay, so I didn't want to go running around. Then I started working in the corrections, Rose and Singer. You got that environment. I was selling drugs in the village. If you're around, wherever you at, you become a part of it. So I became inquisitive. Let me tell you, I tell young people, the game don't change. I was gang banging. The game, it don't change, it's worse. So I told her, if the game don't change, the game get worse. And how I met a young lady that was her lifestyle. She's in the 60s. Back then, they didn't know what to do with that. And many times the church hit it. That's when HIV/AIDS hit the church so hard they couldn't understand, because your choir director, half of your choir directors, you miss it, they all gay. So AIDS hit the church, and the church didn't know what to do with it. They said it was cancer. Or they hid it. People threw their families away. My brother, HIV positive. Why? Father, he's missing father's love. So I got involved, and I met this young lady. She became my best friend. It never starts off with sex. Everybody wants friendship, especially women. Especially women. Then with boys, they want a father image. So you meet another young man that's father image. And many times, most young boys is older men that turn them out. Young lady. So guess what? Now it's worse for our young people, because our black president put it out there to loose homosexuality on the earth. I don't care if we don't like it. Just do your history, watch your math, where it came out. He signed this. The Bible says, you bind up the strong man, then it becomes strong man, chief and commander, loose it out. It's now, so now our young people watching this. It's acceptable. Curiosity don't kill a cat. Later on, they'll kill him with the lake of fire. So now I became curious, and she became my best friend. She worked with me everywhere. And I was in CBI Bible School working on my bachelor's in religious education. Involved with her. She was my best friend. Then emotionally I fell in love with her. Remember? I latched on to what was saying. I didn't even see it coming. Then, the way they have sex, I tell people I was always the receiver. Don't ever get me wrong. The devil gave me the best. That's how he wanted me. So, when a person perfect their skills, perfection, I may not have reached perfection. Some people reach it. Don't sleep on the devil.
That's right.
I was now in love with her. And to my sister. One day, but I kept men in my life too, because remember, I couldn't accept that in my head. I'm in the lesbian relationship. So I kept men in my life. So I guess I would be bisexual. Because I couldn't have that running around and people see it. But one day she came to my house at 233 Troy Avenue in the afternoon, and he was in there with me. Get him out! I love you, Harriet! Your sin will find you out. My mother was home, said, honey, I told you to watch who was going in that apartment. And when my sister said, you're in a lesbian relationship, she loves you like you love a man. I was so angry. angry with my sister. I didn't want to listen to her, but I made myself listen to her. She was right. On that day, I said, God help me. And the one wall I had to break down was, I love her. I had to confess I loved her. Then, healing took place. I confessed to myself, I came to Papa. I'm in love with her. I don't want to say that, my pastor's granddaughter. But today I become free. So I tell people, I can't counsel you, but if you said it's your partner fighting, I can tell you people ain't supposed to be fighting. That's like a no-brainer. You got a black eye, his lip busted. Y'all don't even need to be in the house together. You know, so when we begin to leave some things. Then when I came in marriage, I came in baggage, mother's strong mouth. And so they said, well, you're not supposed to like say smart things to people right when you marry them. Let me tell you how you can do it this way. My husband's getting on my nerves. That husband number one, I had two of them. Yeah. So he got on my nerves one day, and the window was this way. And I said, hey, look at this. What was I telling him? You told me. No, I never said that. That's what you thought. Even my backside, I was not verbally saying.
Yes, yes, yes.
So many things. Thank you.
Absolutely. She done stirred stuff up.
Uh-oh.
But you know, when you bear yourself openly, the adversary can't turn it back on.
That's right.
English.
Amen.
Because when you do that, you actually take control.
Right.
But when you don't do that, that's what he said, every secret thing, whether good, no, man says bad, God says evil. See, there's a difference. God says evil. There's no bad. You won't find the word bad in the Bible unless you do update versions. But it's evil. There's no, see, bad is, oh, you're kind of bad. Not so bad, but no, when you say evil, there's no, you're not kind of evil. Evil is evil. There's no situation. But when she brought up incest, okay, I battled with that. When you're at 6 years old and you know your innocence is taken and you say, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You know that. That's already in, that's in you. No one has to teach that to you. He said, my spirit that I place in you, no one has to teach it. It's there already. But when that happened to me when I was 6, and it opened my eyes to sexuality, and I was never the same. And so I can undress you with my eyes and not realize that I did that. I had this where any woman got into any bed of mine, I was supposed to have sex with her. That included my mother. You understand what I'm saying? So when I started using, and I went to rehab, and they tell you to talk about your issues, I had to address that because it made me, and to want to, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter. So, and that's a spirit.
Yes.
And that's a generational spirit.
Yes.
Don't let nobody get this thing twisted.
That's right.
And one thing I want to say, no one has arrived.
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
So until he comes back, we have not arrived.
No.
So you're going to have, either you're going in a storm, coming out of a storm, or going through a storm, but there's always going to be a storm.
That's right.
And so I'm so glad that I came.
Yeah.
I couldn't get a message. I couldn't get this. I was trying to say, well, what would I say? And my friend in Arizona, she said, I know you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. But the Lord told me you're not going to say the things that you thought you was going to say. He's going to have something brand new for you to say. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, because I never heard the Lord say, you're a preacher. I was brought up in the church, that traditionalism that we talked about. Yeah, that traditionalism. My godfather was my pastor. And I said, I want to be like him. Not like my dad, but like him. And because I'm an only child. So the whole world, I want everybody. It's about acceptance. It's about acceptance. When you have no siblings, I don't have anyone I can talk to. My cousins were jealous of me because they thought I got everything. And in actuality, I was saying, I would trade places with you in a heartbeat. Because your imagination takes you everywhere you mind. Okay, so I had to battle with that, and I still battle with it. That's why I need to talk with you later, because there's a part that if you don't get it, you'll perpetuate it continuously. Don't let this fool you.
Yes, yes.
This is out of respect and out of tradition because of what I was taught. Okay? And I didn't want to be disrespectful to the house of worship. Because I'm coming to someone else's house. And I represent the organization that I deal with. And then I thought, why I see certain things, I'm like, but that's not what the word says. And I had God bless my uncle. My uncle just said, it's nice to be nice, don't cost you nothing to be nice. And so if you have an issue with somebody, love them from a distance. I got to love you up close, but I got to love you. I can't make it. But the baggage that you bring, the extra, that people don't want to talk about. See, if you expose yourself, what can you do? What can you do? When she said same-sex thing, and I'm thinking, I undress everybody. I don't discriminate. Okay? And the mind, it's cliches. It's the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Well, the mind is, he said, deceitfully wicked. Above all things, it's deceitfully wicked. Who can know it? Only God. So if he loved me before I loved myself, if he knew me before I was in my mother's womb, then he knew that I was going to go through all of this. And everything that you go through, you're not going through for you. You're going through for that person that's going to come and say, I don't know what to do. You know what? Let me pull this up, give you this quick illustration, and I promise, even though he gave us carte blanche to do this one. Jamie Foxx, growing up, he's a preacher's son. His grandmother used to make him play the piano. And she would say to him, he used to hate it. I heard him do this on the Actors Guild. And he said, he used to hate it. He said, he said, and his grandmother said, baby, put that in the little toolbox. You might need it later on in life. Okay? His friends came to see. He wanted to play football with his friends. Yeah, look, mother, we'll make sure he get back in so he can do his practice. He actually went and played football, played quarterback, All-American. Okay? As he's going to fashion, the school of arts and crafts in Manhattan, right? He's on his way going there, but he always wanted to be a comedian. So on the way going, he stopped by a comedy club to check out his material. The guy said, well, what's your name? He didn't want to give his real name. He said, Fox. He said, Jamie Foxx. He started in the morning. You know what happened to him? He got hooked up with his living color. He hooked up and got on Sally something. Yeah, and he sang. That's the first time I ever heard him sing. I was like, wow, this brother can sing. And then he did Living Color. And then he met up with Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone was doing Any Given Sunday. Oliver Stone said, I wish I had a quarterback that can act. Because I usually get a quarterback, but he can't act. And then I'll get an actor who can't quarterback. Jamie said, he had a small part. He said, Mr. Stone, I can play quarterback. You say, yeah, you can play quarterback? His role is embraced, right? Because when he said, Mommy said, put this in the little toolbox. You might need it later on in life. He's playing the piano. Ray Charles picked him to play him. Got to see it before he died. But why? He put it in his piano, put it in the toolbox. He played it later. Yeah. So as he's telling this to the guy, he said, my only regret is that my grandmother, because he won an Oscar for that. He said, my only regret is that my grandmother didn't get to see all the things that was in the toolbox that I needed. So everything that you're going through is in your toolbox. You're going to need it later. Yes. So they call me, they was teaching me about crying.
That's how this
They hold it. Because one thing about men, And my father never told me he loved me, but I knew he loved me. That's why I tell my kids, every time I open my mouth, depart from me, Daddy loves you.
That's right.
Period.
Amen.
I said that to say this, when that happened, when you know, that you're storing this, it's all because someone else is coming your way. That you can say, here, I can pull this out of my toolbox. That's going to help me along with. My mantra is, if I can help somebody along the way, then my living is not
That's right.
because it's all about business. If we're not about soul business, we have no business.
That's right.
And so when you reveal yourself, because they tell you, I got married because I didn't want to burn. I got married 3 times. My first wife married me because I got out of the house. The second one, I married to make a citizen because I was smoking crack. That was a way to get crack. And then I married the one I married. I thought that was the one, but I was a trophy husband. I know you heard of trophy boss.
Yes, sir.
And then when you said you're tired, you don't know. Listen. I said all that to say this. We're going to constantly get things placed on us.
Yes.
But don't count it all joy.
Yeah.
Because the Bible says when, not if.
Yeah, when.
James didn't say if you're going to go. He said when you fall in diverse
Yes.
temptation. It worketh patience and patience.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that I came, because like I said, I started not to, I was going to make an issue. I didn't come up with anything. I didn't come, you know what I'm saying? And then my brother called me and said, I said, yeah. And then I sat here and said, well, and then you got up and I said, okay. But you took me where I needed to go to hear what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Because I came in with another mindset.
Yeah.
I came in, and when I looked, I was like, whoa. Then when you talk to them about the LBG, because I have not an issue, but I'm stuck with that because of traditionalism. But when you said, born in sin, shaped in iniquity, born in sin, wasn't created that way. That made sense. Because if you take it that way, they don't have a way out.
Yeah.
Because God didn't make mistakes. He said he made them male and female. And I could, to my daughter, we went through something. She said, Daddy, what do you, she said, suppose I fall in love with somebody, and I said, baby, I'm gonna love you, but I'm not gonna love what you do.
That's right.
So she said, well, you know, what's the Bible just stories. I said, no, check this out. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take everybody that's a male, and we're gonna put them over here. We're gonna take all the women, and we're gonna put them over here. And in between, there's a gulf. There's sharks, there's tides, there's different currents, and all that. 20 years here, 20 years over here. We come back and forth. What would we not see, baby? He said, I don't know, Dad. No, we're not going to see. I said, think about it. I said, I don't know, Dad. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. We're not going to see children.
Right.
And she said, oh, I didn't think about it like that. So how would we multiply? See, Satan's greatest trick is to take the family away.
Yes.
That's the essence of the family.
Yes.
So she said, when I said that, she said, oh, yeah, I didn't think about it like that. I said, okay, there. I can love you to death. But he said, be fruitful and multiply.
Yes.
You can't take 2 plugs
Right.
and do nothing.
Right.
You can't take a socket
Electric.
and 2 sockets and make nothing. You need a plug and you need the thing to stick it in.
That's right.
And I mean, he made it plain.
Yes.
So no matter how 45 and how, the thing Obama's going to be known for, and health act is good, but that same sex thing. And the thing is, he's going to be held accountable for that. But it took a black man.
Yeah.
Because Clinton wouldn't do it.
Nope. Right. No president before second.
No.
And the church got caught up in
and
the
the thing is, we got trapped off
That's right, because he was
for the first time. Because see, the first one to let us in, because we never knew, actually there was 5 black presidents, but the first one got him in the door. But the second one that got him through the door was they said, if you get this thing through, I'll make sure you're president.
Yeah.
And he did. And then he passed that bill. But I'm so grateful that I came, because not only did I get educated, I got freed from some things. So if you don't close that gate, if you don't close that gate, and he said, I'll come back with 7 more.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to leave this place, but just her say those things.
Yes, sir.
That I can expose that because if I don't expose it, my daughter got raped. Okay, my son had a little girl sitting in his lap, and I looked at him when he was younger. But my daughter's, she's chief petty officer. 2015, she was sale of the year. She's over in Italy now. My son's bipolar, but he's still trying to work his stuff out. But I'm just saying, it's a generational curse.
Yes.
And so, whatever you think you hiding, expose it. Because if you don't expose it, it will expose you.
That's right.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
As I was saying, Rose, thank you for letting me share. But I was saying there's substance abuse, everlasting deliverance. Say, substance abuse, everlasting deliverance. What was in trouble. So that's what we are. But we're still a member of the AAA club. We're anointed, appointed, and
Well, I just want to know, you said you had 5 black brothers?
yes.
Can you tell me who they were? I know 2.
Eisenhower, Jackson, Lincoln. I'll get back to the other, but they tried to say not Jackson, but it was Jackson because his mother came from Jamaica. But I'll get back to the other, but I know those 3, but I think it was even Adams.
Don't forget our very first
And the
president.
very first president.
Yes, before
ran-
George Washington.
Listen,
Yeah,
that ran the country by himself.
Yes.
And there's some things that he put in when he is in office that they're doing right now today. So there was 5 black presidents. Alexander Hamilton too.
Yes, okay.
I'm so happy to be here today. And the transparency of the speakers really blessed my soul. Your sincerity was just hit me in the heart. That helped me today. And your transparency today, everything that you shared blessed my soul. Your transparency today, your truthfulness, and you also made today portable for me. Like the things you taught me today, all the speakers, but you in particular, you spoke to me, and I say that because as an 8-year-old kid living in Soundview Projects, mom, trying to raise 6 kids by herself, dad incarcerated, dad schizophrenia, addicted to drugs. Listen to the story. You were just speaking to everything in me spiritually today. And dad was incarcerated. Mom was trying to raise 6 kids in Soundview Projects. Never made more than $12,000 at that point in our lives. And it was a gentleman named Gilbert. True story. And he was probably making a decent salary, but he had a special attraction for me. And he would always buy me new sneakers, new boots. Meanwhile, I'm 8. And he would take me out, and my mom would say, "You don't want to take nobody else?" It's like other brothers. And you would go, "Hey, Mark, what do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I want those boots right there." "Mark, what do you want?" "I want that coat right there." And he would always buy it. Then when I turned like 9, I don't use drugs, I don't drink, but I'm gonna tell you something. He would put his mouth on my penis. And he did that for like 6 months. So, and it turned into like, I treat you good, you treat me good. But he never made me do it. He was trying to turn me up.
Yeah.
And it started feeling good, And then when I turned 9, he said, "Mark, now I want you to do me." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing you." Like you were saying, my inner man was like, "Oh." Then he said, "All right, if you don't want to do me, you got to turn over so I could do you. I want to get mine." I was like, "Listen, I'm not gay." I said, "I like women, and I may have liked the feeling, but you know what happened? That turned it turned into years of confusion mentally, years of confusion spiritually. It turned into years of depression. So, you know, my freshman year, like, you know, I kept going, where's this heaviness coming from? And I know the enemy has a specific way of putting curses on us and to cause us to go astray. And the only way before finding the rock that I could deal with that heaviness was sex. So what would I do? I wasn't gay, so I wasn't trying to have sex with men, and I wasn't trying to let another man put his mouth on my penis when I realized what this gentleman was up to. But you know what happened? I started going into the community, having sex with different women a lot. Because I had to prove to my spiritual man that I'm not gay. And in the midst of doing that, guess what I was doing? I was hurting up our women. And I went to counseling for a year, and I was in that room, Dr. Mackey, and we were talking, and he said for a year, like 5 months, and he was like, Mark, are you okay? I got up after the 15th month. The Lord knows I'm telling you guys the truth. And he said, Mark, are you all right? I said, I'm okay. But I said, I want to tell you, Dr. Mackey, today's my last day coming here. He said, why? I said, because I'm free. You have helped me make the connection as to why I was so depressed, why I was running around town in the community, having sex with all these different women. And I had issues with my mom. He taught me how to forgive my mother for the hurt that my mom inflicted on me. And I'm here to tell you all that your words today
Hallelujah.
confirmed that I'm on the right path.
Yes.
With God.
That's right. Yes.
I'm free. I'm free. And you know, I want to do good. Where I was in bondage, I'm asking God from today forward to use me to free people and bring good. But I thank you. I was meant to be here today. Amen. This was an ordained space. The hurt and pain that you went through wasn't in vain. I'm free. I feel
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
I am free. Free. No shame, no condemnation. I never shared what I shared with you guys openly and publicly, but I can do it because I know I'm free.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Hallelujah.
It takes, I remember God said to me, lovest thou me? To my father's trying to say yesterday. He says, lovest thou me?
Say it again.
Feed. And then I said, this is you should take me to the Bible. When I opened it, it went to John 21. And when I got, he says, no more sheets. And I came and stood there, my father, and I testified about my brother being HIV positive. And I was so tickled. I said, Lord, is my father still sitting in the chair that he killed over yet? At that point, I became consumed with learning about human immunodeficiency virus. The state of New York would send me traveling because I was at the faith base. And I said I would never. And they said, well, you don't need to give your test because people want to look at you. I said, I don't care. And the day I talked about me being in that type of relationship, the same thing, the pulpit was full of people. Young people. I got a girl from me, my grandmother don't know. It's because by me being affirmed by God and going through my rejection, the church world. And many times what happened when this stuff happened, then they open up pornography. Now you got more people watching pornography. At one time it was men, women are in pornography now. And so now you're going around because you have not crossed that line, but the enemy, remember, he capitalizes. And so now you're doing everything to prove that you're not this. And what I honor you said, because I was hurting other women. You know, I honor your husband. I honor you as being his Ezra.
Yes.
which means his life sustainer. His Shekinah, you know what, a height with all the glitter. That's who you are. Miles Monroe, understand. That's why I made sure every woman and every man we did on the prayer line went through understand the power and purpose of a man, understand the power and purpose of a woman, sacred marriage. I made sure we understood this because in the church there are fellowships that have spirits. If there is a whole lot of every spice, if you know that's whosoever will come church. Because they're going to come in here, but demons exposed, demons cast out, reconciliation, deliverance, healing, tangible manifestation of God. Everyone can come in here. But when you find everything, there are congregations that have spirits. If you have a lot of babies dying, there's a spirit of death in that congregation. If you have a lot of deaths happening, there's a spirit of death in that congregation. If you have a lot of homosexuals not getting delivered, there's a spirit of an acceptance in there. There are strongholds in churches. That's why I am. Listen, we came in here, I was preaching one day, and the young man sat there masturbating. That's why I don't play. I have prophets in English. And many times when a person gravitates to me, they're prophets. Prophets gravitate around real pastors. And I was preaching, and Prophet McMurray was sitting here. And he came in, and I was in the middle of preaching. That prophet said, oh, no, we bind. So I said, uh-oh, did the apostle preach something wrong? Prophet put her in, we bind up, there will be no masturbation in the church. We bind up that because a young prophet that was sitting there saw it, told the seasoned prophet. Seasoned prophet in the middle while I was preaching stood up because that's how don't nobody rule this house but Jesus. And began to bind it up. There'll be no masturbation. We bind up that spirit. And I said the only one he could be jerking off on is me. I stood here and said, I bind that spirit right now. In the name of Jesus, take your hands and lift them up. He lifted them up and at the end said, thank you very much. Demons cast out. That's the prophetic word. Cast out. Exposed. Sunday we didn't preach because a demon wanted to come in here, a witch, a warlock wanted to lock up the service when the prophet tried. We stopped everything and the whole service was nothing but praying until liberty came in here. Then we gave it this message. Amen. Freedom. The church needs freedom. And it needs stuff like bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Scribes, right? Prophetics, right? Yes. That's why if you notice I said prophets walk with me. Because the Bible says. Matter of fact, this adjutant stuff only came up in the African American church. Let me put it out there real quick. You don't find no church but the black church with adjutants. And you know what they tell the adjutant? You're going to drink the poison first. What? That's what they did in the Bible days. The prophets said, there's poison in the cup. Don't drink it. The king said, you drink it. Because that's what you're here for. To die before you. The prophet says, oh king, don't drink it. Because there's poison in the cup. The kings would not go to war except they wanted to prophets. What happens?
That's right.
Many can prophesy. Right? You have different prophets to see. You have the non-prophet. Prophets. That's why the church, and some churches can't come to full because unless the fivefold ministry come for the perfecting, work, edification. There's many things we got out of place because a bishop can't be putting the office without an apostle. That's the Bible.
Amen. That's right.
Apostles, prophets, teachers, pastors, you are called from the birth. Anything else is appointed by humanity, which means they give you a paper and they take it from you when they want. This is what the Bible says. That's why people are like, I took the young boy on me. I'm over here in my corner. I got my Star Trek force field. I like, I'm going to check it. Well, what do you think about this? Well, let me just tell you. I don't like this. Most prophets don't. Seers don't. Teachers don't. But before he ascended, he calls them. If you notice, you hear me call her prophet, not prophets, because we're still doing gender. Why you don't have pastoress, evangelist, teacheress? Old Testament was the prophets. But because if you're a prophet prophetess, you ain't praying for me because she ain't called you. And he called some prophets, apostles, pastors. So we had one that stopped the men fighting in church. You keep it going by being a Christian. You ain't governed by God by your genitals or your sex organ. You called by God by the Holy Ghost. Yes. That's why they fall in the pulpit, because the gender is in the pulpit. When the Holy Ghost keep the pulpit.
That's right.
When the Holy Ghost keep the pulpit.
That's right.
When the Holy Ghost. The preacher said, I had the message, but God said someone in here is supposed to preach.
That's right. That's right.
This morning. I know I did my exegesis, my homiletics, the art and preparation of a sermon, but God said I'm supposed to sit down and you preach. The walls got to come down in the church for truth. Because when truth comes, then demons, the devil said, I ain't got to fight you because you're fighting your own self because you're in a spirit of error. And I tell people, listen, in order for a person to walk, listen, I tell a prophet, you could go anywhere, they can't give you a piece of paper except they say, I'm giving you for my organization. But when you leave the organization, you walk as a prophet. Can't nobody give you that paper. Appointed, anointed, and sent by God. But when they give you a paper from the organization, you're paying every year for it. So they're hustling. It's called a hustle. I was a hustler. I could smell a hustle. Wow. I had a Bible school. People want to get an honorary doctorate. Give me $2,500. But guess what? I have some morals. You're going to have to write me a thesis. Because I had a Bible school. I tell people I know the hustle. No, listen, we don't make you nothing. I see the gift. I see the gift in you. And I said, by the gift that was given you by Kashaba, to be a seer,
that's right.
But you know where I'm going, See, we don't make nobody nothing. We just see the gifts and we stir it up out of the hand. That's why I said, when it goes for, I had the presbytery prophesy over who's being led. I had every prophet. Get on your knees. Stay there while I talk. Their knees was hurting. You got to stay on your knees while I'm walking around before I lay hands on you. Because your knees got to hurt. Because when they hurt, you got to stay on your knees. You got to stay on your knees.
Yes.
They was down there moving. I said, that's how you got to do. Rock on your knees. They stayed there until I said, okay, now it's time to lay hands because you got to know what neology is. I come from the old school. Jesus. Get spit and get back, baby. You ain't finished. Y'all ain't going to be no microwaves in this house.
We're going to go through some things. God.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Yes.
I got to read the scripture. Jesus. I got to.
See, you don't understand what you think. You are in heaven.
Yeah.
You are in heaven. Because
Yeah.
you say, Father, I am so out to you. I don't feel worried about them. So guys, listen, don't you understand every person in here, your crown, you have a crown. With every person sitting in here, because you said, I don't care, I won't let rain, I don't even care if my familiar surroundings is not here. God gave me an assignment, and you are a watchman on the wall. That's why you can see some things when you walk and be like, yo, don't y'all see what's going on in here?
Thank you.
Thank you. But you notice how every speaker connected.
That's Holy Ghost.
No, because I asked God when He gave it to me. I said, God, I want people that's going to minister from their heart, not from their pocket.
All right.
I said, I want raw ministry.
Yes.
Raw ministry you can't pay for.
Hallelujah.
You cannot pay for. I mean, when she mentioned the walls, and what I wanted to say, I remember when I was going through the middle of my depression. And I didn't know I was going through the middle of it. Not the height of it, but the middle of it. And I did the wall thing. And God said to me, He said, you didn't lock the enemy out. He said, you locked him in. Because when you build up a wall and Jesus is trying to get to you, who you in the room with? You're in the room with your enemy, so he's able to come to you and he's all up in your ear.
Amen.
You know you ain't nothing. You know God ain't gonna forgive you. You know you messed up because he's constantly talking and there's no one able to reach you because guess what? You got it like this.
Yeah.
And talking about the last child, I got kind of some of both worlds. I'm the last child of my mom, but I'm the only child from my dad. I wasn't spoiled, but that acceptance thing. So when you was like saying how the mother would say, I got all of that from my dad. I didn't get it from my mom.
Yeah.
So I can't relate to my mom, you know, giving me all this great approval and I didn't get it. So I can't say yes to something I didn't get. But I did get it from my dad. And in the midst of my dad, let's just say if we all out and the man is cussing and carrying on, and I ain't had a perfect dad now because he cussed later when he got drunk. But he would go, if he was 5 years old, he would say, don't you see a young woman standing there? Watch your mouth.
All right. Yeah.
He'll get in the elevator with your daughter. Good morning, ma'am. 3 years old, good morning, ma'am. So I took the image, okay, if they don't have that kind of power, I took what I knew. They don't have this. If they respect, good. But later on, God showed me respect, don't cut it. That's why we end up in relationships where we give out and we don't receive because we don't wait on God to say, here, this is the man that I have for you. And I was on the run. And I'm going to be honest, I'm still on the run. I'm going to tell the truth, I'm still on the run. God will go, I have someone for you. And I walked away and I said, God, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it myself. I will find him myself. And I remember my last relationship. I was standing on the corner of Fulton Street in Jay, and I was about to leave, and one of my friends said, well, if he asked you to marry him, would you? And I said, yeah. God immediately said, no, you will not. He said, you will not give him a yes, and you wouldn't give me one. So if I can't say yes to God for being married, I can't give you a yes because it ain't gonna work. And then God began to go like this. And then he did not move his hand. I had to go through depression. That is my biological system, okay? And we was on the phone, were we not? And I was on the phone and I'm just going off because I didn't know where to, I had no outlet. So I called my sister and she's like, wait a minute. She's like, no, you kind of scaring me. You need to talk to somebody. But I wasn't about to talk to Jesus. I wasn't about to, but all the pressure, the depression.
Yes.
Depression and suicide, it's in one of my books. The twins, they work together. And there was days I did not want to get up because I knew you could take the heaviest thing that the military had, compare nothing to the spirit of depression.
Yes.
And suicide just come in. I remember feeling like I was magnet to knives, and then he would tell me to go to the overpath and jump off. Remember where it's at? Go jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. While I'm sitting there, standing there at Hoyt and Skimmerhoyt, he said, wait till the train comes. Jump in front of me. Because I got the acceptance from my dad, which was fine. But what I wanted was the acceptance from my mother, who I stayed with. She made this big fuss about me going to high school and finishing, and I did an extra year because I didn't know I had extra credit to do. And I came home with the paper. I'm all, got my diploma now. You know, Mama said, get on and get it. I walked